Hi, let us solve the first challenge in our series. So my name is Pragadeeswara Prabhu. I'll be providing more videos like this on YouTube. So to get daily updates, you can join our WhatsApp channel. The link is given in the description. Okay, so this question is from averages topic. Now, let us read this question. Average marks scored by students in classes A, B, and C are 58, 65, and 70. So average marks scored by students in classes A and B together is 60. Average marks scored by students in classes B and C together is 67. So what is the ratio between number of students in classes A, B, and C? Now, so what we need to do here is we have three different groups. So we have group A. So in this, there are certain number of students. So we don't know how many students are there. And there is another group B. So in this also we have certain number of students. So there is another group C, which it also has certain number of students. So we have to find out the number of ratio between the number of students in these three groups. Now, first thing what we need to do is to understand finding average of multiple groups. For example, let us say we will just take some example, okay? Random example. Group A has an average of 20 marks and number of students, let us say there are 30 students, and group B has an average mark of 50 and the number of students, let us say it is 60. Okay, so in group A, these are groups, this is average and this is number of students. Now for 20 students, for 30 students the average is 20. So what will be the total marks obtained by these 30 students? Their average into number of students, 20 into 30. Now, what will be the total marks obtained by students in group B? There are 60 students with 50 as average marks. So 50 is the average. Average into number of students will give you the total marks obtained by them. So this is 600 and this is 3000. Now, what is the total marks obtained by both groups together? So group A's total mark is 600, group B's total mark is 3000. So the total marks obtained by both the groups together is sum of 600 and 3000. So 3600. This will be the total marks obtained by both the groups together. Now, what do we do to find out average? Average is equal to sum of all the observations divided by number of observations. Here, the sum of all the students from both groups A and B together is 3600. And total number of students from groups A and B together is 30 plus 60, 90. So 90 students scored a total of 3600 marks. So 3600 should be divided by 90 to get the average marks of all these 90 students. So this will give us 40, right? So this is how we find the average of multiple groups. So here we can say average of first group is A1, average of second group is A2, number of students in first group is N1, number of students in second group is N2, and this overall average we can keep it as A0. So overall average is equal to A1 into N1, that is 20 into 30, plus A2 into N2, which is 50 into 60, whole divided by total number of students is N1 plus N2. Okay, so if there are only two groups, you can use this formula. Okay, if there are more than two groups, overall average is equal to A1 N1 plus A2 N2 plus, according to the number of groups you have, you can expand this formula, whole divided by N1 plus N2 plus the number of, total number of students in all the groups together. Okay, so this is a general formula. All right. Now we are going to use this A naught equal to A1 N1 plus A2 N2 whole divided by N1 plus N2 formula. in this question. See, average marks scored by students in classes A and B together is 60. So that is 60 is nothing but average of A and B together. And average marks scored by students in classes B and C together is 67. So 67 is average marks of B and C together, classes B and C together. Now we can write 60 is equal to average of class A, that is 58, into number of students in class A plus average of class B, 65, into number of students in class B, whole divided by NA plus NB. Total number of students in classes A and B together. So this will give us 60 NA plus 60 NB is equal to 58 NA plus 65 NB. So by simplifying this, we get 2 NA is equal to 5 NB. So from this we get NA divided by NB is equal to 5 by 2. So from this we can write NA is to NB is equal to 5 is to 2. So this is the ratio between number of students in classes A and B together. Now I will also teach you the shortcut technique. So that will be in the last part of the video. So I want you to continue from this point. So this is actually a time consuming way of solving this question, but there is another way which gives you the answer in very less time. So keep watching the video for that. So you also need to understand how the shortcut works. For that, watch the other part also, like the remaining part complete. And 67 is the overall average of B and C together. Average marks of students in class B is 65. 65 into NB plus average marks of students in class C is 70. 70 into NC divided by NB plus NC. So this will give us 67 NB plus 67 NC is equal to 65 NB plus 70 NC. By simplifying this, we get 2 NC, 2 NB is equal to 3 NC. So NB by NC is equal to 3 by 2. From this we get NB is to NC is equal to 3 is to 2. Okay. Now we have the two ratios, that is NA is to NB is equal to 5 is to 2 and NB is to NC is equal to 3 is to 2. We need to find out ratio between number of students in class A, number of students in class B and number of students in class C. A, B and C. Okay. Now 5 into 3. Okay. 5 into 3 is 15. 2 into 3 is 6. 2 into 2 is 4. So you can use this technique to find out, to merge the ratios. So 15 is to 6 is to 4. Option B is the right answer. All right. So the same thing I can do using a shortcut technique. Let us see the shortcut technique now. All right. So what we do in the shortcut technique is we use the alligation rule. So when you are studying averages, this alligation rule is a vital part in that topic. So here, if you have an average A1 and average A2, if the overall average of these two groups is A naught, to find out the ratio between the two number of items in the two groups. The difference between A1 and A0 will give you N2, and that is number of items in second group. Difference between A2 and A0, A2 and A0 will give you N1, number of items in group 1. Okay, so we are going to apply this to find out the ratios easily without using mathematical operations. So now average of class A and average of class B and overall average of classes A and B together. We have these three values, right? So what are those values? So the values are 60, 58, 65 and the overall average is 60. So 58 is the average of class A, 65 is the average of class B, and 60 is the overall average of classes A and B. 58 and 60, the difference is 2. The difference between 65 and 60 is 5. Similarly, so we have 65 as the average of group B and 70 as the average of group C. Overall average of groups B and C is 67, right? This value 67. So difference between 65 and 67 is 2. Difference between 70 and 67 is 3. So NA is to NB is 5 is to 2. NB is to NC is 3 is to 2. So see here guys, compared to the previous method, so we got the ratio within like 20 seconds, right? We can use this technique, alligation rule, to find the required ratios. Now, using these ratios, we are going to merge the ratios. So we have NA is to NB as 5 is to 2 and NB is to NC is 3 is to 2. Now there is one technique we can use. So 5 is to 2, then the next ratio you write it like this, 3 is to 2. Now there is a blank space after this 2. This 2 has to be filled with 2 because whatever is here, that has to be written. There is one blank space before 3, whatever this value, that has to be written here, right? So 5 into 3 is 15. 2 into 3 is 2 multiplied by 3 is, that is you have to multiply like this. Okay, so 2 into 3 is 6 and 2 into 2 is 4. So 15 is to 6 is to 4. So all we need to do when you solve this question is find the ratio between A and B in number of students in A and B using alligation rule. Find the number of ratio between number of students in B and C using alligation rule, and use this technique to merge the ratios. All right. So this is the simplest way of solving this question. Thank you. I'll post another challenge. So try to solve that challenge also. The video will be released after this. Thank you.